Sugar mamas are women who look after you. Basically, they buy you stuff, they cook you dinner, and most importantly, they give you some shine. Quick side note, the paperback of my book is now available on Amazon. So if you are shy and struggle talking to girls because you get nervous and shit, my book is for you. Before you start watching this video, I want you to like this video and let me know in the comments below whether you want to have a Japanese sugar mama. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to get a Japanese sugar mama. Throughout my travels, I've been able to live in Japan for a couple months for very cheap. In fact, I made profit. So if you're traveling Japan and you don't want to spend any money, this is what you do. The way you go about getting a sugar mama is by going into cafes. You gotta understand, man, like in cafes, it's the perfect place to meet women, bro, like because they're there by themselves. In a club, for example, you will usually meet younger women who are pretty attractive, but they don't have no money, right? All they know is how to make reservations. In restaurants, you'll see families, usually families, couples, or groups of friends, right? Which is very difficult. But in a cafe, bro, you'll see women, hot women, being there all by themselves, bro. And that's the thing, you know, if they're all by themselves, they usually have nothing to do, not much to do, or are doing some work, right? So the way you recognize a sugar mama is usually they're a bit older, they usually wear professional clothes, or like a little bit more modest clothes, right? And they're attractive, you know? So once you actually spot your perfect target, this is what you do. You sit next to her, take out your phone. Usually they're all on their phones, right? So take out your phone, put on Dropbox and send something like maybe a picture or something innocent to everybody in the cafe, right? And in this way, when you see your sugar mama actually receiving your Dropbox, she will decline it, right? And then you have an opportunity to break the ice, right? You say, oh, Sumimasen, I didn't mean to send you this. I got a new phone and I'm trying to get used to it, you know? That's a way for you to break the ice in a way, you know? And once you actually have broken the ice, the tough part is transitioning the conversation after sorry and after she says, yeah, it's all okay, into like a real conversation. So what you do is, in Japan, they have like these cafes where you can read comics in the cafes, right? You can read comics while you have your cafe, and that's free of charge, bro. So you take one of those comics or newspapers or whatever's around, right? And says, oh, look, my kanji is not very good. Can you translate that paragraph for me? And I promise you, more than likely, they will help you do this. And the reason why, I talk about it in my book, by the way, you know, like link down below, how you can kind of like make it a two-step process. So the reason why I kind of start off with the Dropbox rather than straight away asking for translation is because as a black guy, most Japanese women think you're scary. So I'm trying to make it a two-step process where the Dropbox, I make it appear as though it's an accident, it happened coincidentally, so at least now she's aware of me. And then if I go on top of that asking her how to actually translate something for me, in this way I come under the radar without actually being scary, because she has already noticed me from the first kind of like icebreaker in a way. If you're white, you don't have no problems, you can do it yourself anyway. You can just say, hey bitch, suck my dick, and she will do it. So I want to go extra safe, right? Obviously, once you have actually broken the ice and transitioned the conversation, what do you talk about? Japan will be your conversational material. Because what I've noticed about Japanese people is, whenever you talk good about Japan, they become all super happy and excited, because it's kind of like boost the ego and I want you to know that you love their country just as much as they love their country, right? And that is kind of perfect for a conversation topic, period. That's like the best route you can take. After you have had a conversation based on that, you just want to shut up and listen, because she would talk about her work, about what she does. And the aim of the conversation is to figure out two things. Does she have kids, or is she married? If she is married, depending on how much of a player you are, you can go for it. I usually avoid it, but it's pretty easy to get married chicks in Japan. I promise you, no word of a lie.
Niggas envy sticky, Blicky got the stiffy, got blicky, drum it, slicky,
And if she has kids, that won't be a problem. If she's a single mom with kids, then you will consider having to go to love hotels, right? But that is at a later stage. The only aim of this conversation is to see whether she's married or has kids, and then get her line. If she meets your criteria, get her line. Line is basically like an Asian version of WhatsApp. So you get her line. Once you get her line, you just don't want to leave there and then, because it feels as though you came there only for a phone number. Instead, what you want to do is keep on talking nonchalantly after you've talked to her for a bit. Say, oh, you got line? And Japanese women, they will give you their line. Even if she's not interested in you, she will give you her line, because rejection is not common in Japan.
すみません、写真撮ってでもいい?
They don't usually reject people. In fact, if she doesn't like you, you will text her and you won't get no response. But if you get a response, it's on. It's super simple, bro. Once you've gotten her line, you want to arrange a date there and then. And what do you do for a first date, you ask me? Karaoke. Karaoke is like, in Japan, it's like the perfect date, because it has more meaning to it, right? One, it could just be a perfect, innocent karaoke date. Two, it could be a naughty karaoke date. And usually Japanese people go there to have shine. Yeah, I'm telling you, people have shine in karaoke, right? So either way, it can lead to like a nice romantic date or to shine. But you want to portray it as though it's like an innocent date to kind of lure her in. Usually Japanese women will know what it will be, but it's just they just don't want you to verbalize it. So now let's say you have left the girl, you want to text here and there, to confirm the date. You want to go to karaoke, and I don't like to go for shine in karaoke. Instead, what I want to do is I want to test the waters a bit, I want to be touchy-feely, see how she responds to my touch, because if she doesn't like hugging you, she won't be comfortable kissing you, right? So I kind of use karaoke as like to get drunk and to kind of like be touchy-feely and stuff, right? If she's married, from karaoke, you want to take her to a love hotel. And if she's not married, you want to go to her place. And do the deeds there. And if you don't know how to kind of like initiate once you're at her place, click the link below and I talk about it there. But yeah, man, let's assume you had a perfect time, shine. You want to stay overnight, right? And then leave the next morning. And when you leave the next morning, pretend that you missed your flight. So basically you go to the airport, she will drop you off to the airport, stay in the airport for a night, and pretend you missed your flight. What this will do is, not only will you be able to ask her to come back, and she will happily feel responsible to take you back. She will happily feel the responsibility to take you back, because initially you have already set a tone. Because when you approach it, you have already set a tone that Japanese people are awesome, they're really catering, they're really caring. And because she has accepted the compliment, she will take you back, because she want to meet that image to make your time in Japan awesome, right? Then, once you're back with her, you make sure you have a good time, because you will have a good time, because most older women, that's the thing. The older women, once you're a woman in Japan over 30, you are considered old and out of date, right? And because you're considered old, out of date, like you have limited options, right? And that often results in them feeling lonely. And by you being around, you kind of fill that void. Do you know what I'm saying? So you will find that the Japanese sugar mama will be extremely submissive. She will cater to you. She will do everything you want, right? Like, I could literally just take, with my sugar mama, I could literally just take her head and like, come here, baby, suck this dick. And she would do it, right? Like, no hesitation, no questions asked, like really submissive, really catering. Because if she doesn't do it, you can become a little bit of a dick. You can say like, well, I'm not happy here. I guess I'll leave tomorrow. And she'd be like, no, oh, don't leave, this and that. It's crazy. It's crazy. So in a way, I don't condone this, but it works, bro. You know what I mean? So with my sugar mama, I wasn't really that off a dick. We just had a good time, you know. We'd go shopping, we'd go eat out, we would go to love hotels, because I've never been to love hotel, so she would kind of like take me to a love hotel and explain me everything. I put a card up here if you haven't seen the love hotel video. Yeah, and we would have Shang-Chi in a love hotel, and like she would pay, right? She would pay because she wants me to have a great experience in Tokyo, you know. But over time, I kind of got bored with my sugar mama. And keep in mind, my sugar mama was a hostess, right? She was like a Japanese. That's like a hostess is like a different form of PR institution, right? And yeah, man, in other words, I got a bit bored of her. Right? The minute where I realized I had to move on is when I started making excuses. I was like, mate, I don't want to have shine. So I would tell her, oh, I don't have a condom, and I don't have this, and it was a whole lot, you know. While it was a good time, over time you will get bored. But if you're in Japan and you just want to have a good time for a short period of time, and you want to live there cheaply without paying rent and have like free food and shit, this video is for you, okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, give it a thumbs up. I don't condone any of this behavior, but you sometimes gotta let a player play.